How y'all doing? Woo! How y'all doing? Okay. Real quick before we get into this. How many of y'all familiar with Burk Theater? Most of y'all? Okay. Well, the reason I asked is down on Dodge Avenue in Burk Theater, the first Friday of every month, I host a little show called Light Up the Floor. We get things rolling. On Friday. The first Friday of every month, around 7:30. It's an open stage, not just an open mic. There's poetry, music, dancing, acting, improv bands, and craziness. Sometimes people do things on the stage. But it's a lot of fun. So if you're ever free on the first Friday of the month, come out and see us. You can see me and Porto for the show. Robin performs there sometimes. There's a couple of people in the crowd who also hit up right up the floor. That being said, we're going to go ahead and get into our thing. And the first piece is called Strength. She kept it in her pocket, rubbing away at the thin paper like a worry stone. He had broken the frame with his fist, torn out that glossy 3x5 and rubbed it in her face. That was how he drove the point home and her out into the street. He had taken her freedom, her friend, her life, and had promised her a family. A promise that he often reminded her of with rum and bruises and a terribly tender voice. So now, when nights are cold and money tight, she runs her thumb over their wedding day because looking at it doesn't give answers. But maybe the feeling of him staining her thumbprint can offer up a reason why. She looks at it and finds him fading a little more with each day. Soon she thinks he'll just be a little bit of color on the page. Her victories and her failures will all be her own now. Her woman's strength to grow proud and beautiful from under the stones of his words. She will prevail, and he will just be a little bit of color. It's all just a little bit of color, sister. It's all just a little bit of color, mama. It's all just a little bit of color, daughter. Turns blue-black like bruises in the grooves of her thumb. I'm about to do something I don't normally do on stage. I don't normally read. But this is a fairly new piece, and we're trying something kind of experimental-ish with it, which is appropriate once I get into it. And this is called Movement. Perhaps someone will look back through the foggy lens of time and remember this as a moment. Remember that here in this city of bridges and battles, in the valley of Cherokee Tears, there were some who were called to create and reshape hearts and landmarks with their voices, their music, their paint, their hands. They'll remember that generations stood together in the name of art and life to tame sex, death, and politics, and crystallize momentum in the particles of poetry small enough to swallow but too big to hold. Perhaps we will be a forgotten renaissance, made only relevant by those who read our tombstones. But we do not create for posterity. We forge thin air into art, for the now, for the here, for the gods and goddesses burning in our eyes and hands. We, whether we know it or not, are part of a movement, something bigger than blue rhinos sending scents through the steel lips by the riverside. We speak for hidden communities. We paint forgotten truths. We sing war ballads for peace. We dance out eulogies to hope. We sculpt negative faith into inspiration for a city that barely knows our name, but has branded us with its beauty and seduced us with its cruel reality. We move through weaving circles, searching for eyes and ears who will be moved by our work. We come together in collaborations that seem absurd, and when you hear the music we being drawn in the air with a drum. Most of us are not trying to change our world, only comprehend it through encapsulation into moments we share with those who cannot find the words, or bend light into colors, or melt silence into song. See their eyes. They awake at the touch of these arts. Bodies rock to the rhythm. Heads nod to the word. Mouths fall agape at the sight. We are creating movement. We are a movement. And so we must stay in motion, because one day someone will look back and say proudly to young ears that our alert with admiration. I was there. That being said, okay, we're going to do one more piece. This is a piece that I do a lot. I forgot the title for a second. There we go. That's how much I do it. This piece is called Not a Love Poem.
Recently.
Why don't you come and see me sometime? Up here, on this stage, bearing my soul, not for everybody out there, but for you, and only you. You should see me rage against the cage of a page, for it feels like an age, but it's only eternity, with a certainty that would hurt me internally and burn me is to not see you in my crowd. I am not a performer doing it for a thrill. I am an informer looking to fill you with my stories, wrap you in tapestry woven of my skin so I can let you in and show you that I do indeed have a heart. But that part is not your concern. You cannot that I yearn to be seen as an equal, a brother and a son to all the world's people, whether here on this stage or under your steeple. I don't want you to love me. That's too much to expect. But you'll respect that I can connect with you and affect how you feel. Now that's real. See, who I love and what I believe, that's only the card that does tucked up my sleeve. But I ain't up here to see tricks and flair. I'm up here screaming, hoping you'll care that I bleed like you. But you don't think it's true. So you screw me onto that cross. Not carrying a cost, not breathing my lungs. Because you'd rather be boss than brother to me and my lover, under the cover of a book that you took and you shook until all the love fell out. But see, I believe the Bible was not written for libel. But you say, my tribe will take down society. Now forgive my impropriety, but I'll not survive quietly, while you abuse piety to try and lie to me. Calling hate love and love abomination, because I'm growing impatient with you running this nation with a man plus woman equation, an evangelical invasion of my home and my house of representatives. I'm going to need sedatives so something gives, and I'm going to live without your lies about God ruining our country. Now why don't you come and see me sometime? Up here, on this stage, bare my soul. Not for everybody out there, but for you, and only you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, clap it up one more time for Mr. Marcus. Chef Ellsworth and Miss Robin. Are you guys having fun so far?